sewer or water or whatnot. The simple fact that they can't find it in most record systems today just drives them batty. It just makes them want to jump off the cliff because they know they did something, they just can't find it. Can't figure out where it is or what it was or something like that, or that guy's no longer here, so don't bother looking that stuff up. You know, he's no longer here. You know, just reinvent the wheel. No, 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 no. You want to use all of your business in this process. Now, this is a tough thing. This is a tough sell for management. And say, look, I want to try to modernize our records by taking information that we do from here on out. I'm not going to go back to the dawn of civilization and pull every cobweb-ridden file, cockroach-infested thing that I can find and start there. I'm going to start today, and I'm going to start to move backwards, and there'll become a point where there's diminishing returns on doing this. And that's where you decide, okay, we're going to cut her off, boys. That's good for now. And you got the rainy days, the down days, and trouble days. You know, you get a couple people that are in tune with this process, and you can make it happen. I'll have to wear myself out up here, I think. So what we do, I don't know if it's apparent there, kind of the little PowerPoint thing looked right by, but basically what we got going on here is in our GIS system, we got the client title and the folder location or project number, whatever you want to call it, and then a location on our server. And we didn't move all this data around because that always breaks all sorts of linkages between CAD drawings and X references and all this other garbage. Sorry, but it just breaks things. So we just took what we had, and you can go out and interrogate your server and ask it to tell you where all of your DWG files are at. How many of you remember the old DOS days, man? Anybody remember the dir command, the directory command? How many of you geospatial people use the dir command to figure out what's on the server? Come on now, raise your hand. That is such a great little tool because you can build a text file of any type of drawing, TIFF image, shape file, whatever that's distributed across your server to kind of figure out where your data resources are at. That text file becomes the makings of a database that tells you where all your drawings for your past projects are at. Well, then you just build this little file name feature inside your polygon. You click on that, and through hyperlink technologies, it'll go and open that CAD drawing. How long did that take to find that drawing and figure out whether there was any good information on there? It took a little time to get it in there, but when people find out that they can use it that way, then the light bulb comes off and management starts to become geospatially aware. Because they're the guys that are going, well, give me that drawing, we did one down the road, I don't care how long it takes, you got to go find that thing. Well, when you can show them it, when you show up at their desk within 30 minutes or 10 minutes of when they ask for it, they're going, how do you do that? This is how we do it. This is where it starts to pay off. This is where they understand the cost benefits, these kinds of things. And you don't let this stuff just happen in the back room and don't bring it out. You got to show, you got to get people involved in this process and make them understand that they're part of this equation. I don't know what I'm talking about here. I better check my notes. It's funny when you put one of these presentations together, you know, you have this idea, these concepts, and they take on a life of their own. But basically, I think what I'm trying to talk about here is that CAD and GIS data capture and conversion is part of your future business offerings. This is something that is occurring all over this country. People are using that CAD information to create that GIS there on the bottom. And the question is, why aren't you helping them with that process? And the tools and technologies related to doing that are phenomenal. We're going to talk a little bit more about implementation, direct implementation, so I won't spill the beans too much here, but just be aware that tools and technologies are coming at us just like that freight train on a track, and they're bailing us out. They're helping us in this process. But a lot of people don't even know what the tools are. I mean, I consider a CAD expert or a GIS expert knows about 25% of what the software can do. That's a guy that's really smoking when it comes to using this technology. And that's the honest to God's truth. We don't have a need for all of that stuff, but know what it can and cannot do so you can take advantage of it. This is something that every survey organization should be getting involved in. And people wonder why I stand up here and give away, the keys to the city, in terms of what you should be doing and shouldn't be doing. But that's what you came here for. And you know what? I don't care if you go out and compete with me. Because you know why? There is so much work out there. Somebody said it yesterday that people that want it done can't find qualified people to do it. Now, times are tough. You demonstrate you're capable of doing this a few times. You develop a portfolio. You develop a working, implemented geographical information system that has utilities information in it. You've already got your next job. Not only that, but you're probably going to stand, just like Ernest has, established a long-standing relationship in being trustworthy and competent in providing those services, and that just wins the next contract. And don't kid yourself if you don't think that those municipalities and your peers and licensed professionals that you hang out with don't talk to other people that maintain infrastructure and data. They do talk, just like we're talking here. And they say, I know who you need to talk to when it comes to that kind of thing. You need to go see Ernest. Seek out and do this GPS and GIS field inventory work. Honestly, you guys laid it out in the first place. More than likely, some poor surveyor did. But why aren't we going back out and locating it again? That's perfect. So I heard it yesterday. Say, what do surveyors really like to do? They like to do the same thing over and over, resurvey that boundary over and over. Well, why does it have to stop with the boundary? Why can't we be doing it with the utilities? Why can't we be doing it with roadway center lines? Why can't we be doing it with signage? Bridge abutments, culverts, infrastructure, crumbling infrastructure. We hear about it every day. You don't know how bad your infrastructure is until you go out and inventory it. Right, Ernest? It scares them to death when they figure it out. They go, we don't have enough money for the next 10 years to fix this problem, but we got to start someday because it's only going to get worse. Look at that sharp look. Sharp dressed man. It's easy to talk and be proud, I swear to God. So you haven't had the right shirt on today there for that one. Boy. Just had to throw that in there, It's nice to get out in the field, and I think that's what I'm trying to point out here is that I have to admit, I got out of surveying and took this conscious leap into getting involved in GIS because I saw it as a logical extension of my career path. I also saw it as a way to get out of the field and stop skin cancer from eating my body and crumbling up my knees any further than they already were. But you got to go to the field in this inventory process. You got to figure out what the attributes are that you're really going to need to collect and what the issues are associated with collecting those attributes. And I get it from my field inventory guys every once in a while. They say, you need to come out to the field. And when I get that kind of thing, I'm out there the next day. I don't tell them I'm coming, but I'm out there. Because, it's easy to criticize and to try to find fault in something that somebody's doing in the field and really not have a clear understanding of what's going on. So as GIS practitioners and surveyors, you need to remember that just like with any complex survey, any GIS inventory project, you need to go to the field and really figure out what's going on and making sure that you're collecting the right attributes. One thing that really killed us is we did an inventory for the city of Round Rock, 3-year project. Nice even keel, okay? A lot of good work, okay? We did that project in the first year. We went through it. We identified a problem that we did not identify in our conceptual design of this project and how we would work through it. We started to find sewer manhole lids that were switched up with storm sewer manhole lids. And we didn't have in our data dictionary a way to handle that. So we then actually started having our field personnel tell us what the lid markings were. There's 3 different ways to describe a sewer system. There's sanitary sewer, there's